In 1984, NASA launched an ambitious program that captured the imagination of an entire generation. The Teacher in Space Project? The goal? To honor educators, inspire students, and spark excitement for STEM and space exploration. The idea was simple but groundbreaking. Send teachers to space as non-astronaut participants to share their journey with students back on Earth. Out of 11,000 applicants, only 2 were chosen. Christa McAuliffe, a high school social studies teacher from New Hampshire, and Barbara Morgan, an elementary school teacher from Idaho, who served as her backup. McAuliffe was selected to be the first civilian teacher in space, and she spent months training for this historic moment. The plan was for McAuliffe to conduct live lessons from orbit aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger, a reusable spacecraft designed for multiple missions. At the time, space shuttles represented the future of routine space travel. NASA had built 6 of them, with Challenger being one of the most well-known. It was a cold morning in Florida. Ice covered the launch pad, causing delays. Despite concerns raised by engineers about the unusually low temperatures, the launch proceeded. At 11:38 a.m., Challenger lifted off. Nearly 17% of Americans watched live, eager to witness history, many drawn in by the presence of McAuliffe, the first teacher in space. Just 73 seconds into the flight, disaster struck. The shuttle disintegrated mid-air, 46,000 feet above the ground. The sight of the explosion left the world in shock. But what many didn't realize at the time was that the crew survived the initial breakup. Their cabin remained intact, hurtling back toward Earth before crashing into the ocean at over 200 miles per hour, resulting in instant fatalities. The Rogers Commission, tasked with uncovering the cause, found that faulty O-rings in the right-hand solid rocket booster failed due to the extreme cold, allowing flames to breach the external fuel tank. Engineers had warned about the risks, but NASA pressed forward, prioritizing schedules over safety. The fallout from the disaster was massive. The shuttle program was halted for 32 months, and sweeping changes were made to NASA's safety protocols. The Challenger tragedy wasn't the last space shuttle disaster. In 2003, the Columbia shuttle disintegrated upon re-entry, once again taking the lives of all 7 astronauts aboard. This marked a turning point for NASA, eventually leading to the retirement of the entire Space Shuttle program in 2011. For years, NASA refrained from sending civilians into space. But times have changed. Space tourism is now a reality. In 2001, multimillionaire Dennis Tito became the first private citizen to fund his own trip to space with the Russians. Fast forward to today, and companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Virgin Galactic are making space travel accessible, at least to those who can afford it. Civilians, including scientists, artists, and even regular enthusiasts, are once again venturing beyond Earth's atmosphere. NASA, too, is reconsidering its stance. In 2025, it announced plans to send civilians to space as part of fundraising and research initiatives. The legacy of Christa McAuliffe and her fellow Challenger crew members lives on, not just in the Challenger Center for Space Science Education, founded by their families, but also in the new era of space exploration they helped inspire. As we look to the future, toward moon bases, Mars colonies, and beyond, one thing remains clear. Space exploration is risky, but it is also a defining part of our human spirit. The lessons of Challenger remind us to balance ambition with caution, ensuring that the next generation of explorers reaches even greater heights safely.